All right, guys, we got another video here, and this was he needs $100 million to date me. Dating standards are out of control. Young Miami. Yeah, let's definitely check this one out.
How about 2026? What is your status of love right now?
Thank you. See when you see the two fingers touching. I'm just, I'm just living.
Okay, just living life.
Yeah,
experiences.
Just having fun.
Do you have a list of things you look for?
First of all, he gotta have a coin. Thank you. A provider. I need someone that's, God fearing, that's religion, that believe in God. Someone that leads. Any man that leads.
Okay. What is the minimum net worth that he has to have?
I want like a man that at least got like $100 million.
I mean, bro, do I need to say anything? Do I need to say anything? Okay, I shouldn't have to.
Okay, yeah, at least, okay, we just crossed off a lot of people off that list. There's a lot of contenders that just walked the other way. Your DMs will now be flooded with 10 people, I think.
That's good.
That's good.
Narrow them down, God. Thank you.
Standards.
The City Girls are now at a new stage of Delulu because their leaders, like Young Miami, got them up here thinking they all can have a $100 million man.
Oh, first of all, she looks like an average chick. She looks like an average chick, bro. She's nothing special. Nothing. And she's asking for $100 million. Bro, she's got to be trolling. If she's not, good luck with you out there. Good luck with that. This is the chick that was with Diddy. And she was just Diddy's fun toy, is what she was. She was Diddy's fun toy. And that's it, bro. That's it. Who's going to want this? Used up, baby oil residue everywhere, and kids. Who's gonna want this, bro? Okay.
Not even gonna waste no time today. Let's talk about it. So, City Girl Young Miami says she wants a man with at least $100 million. $100 million. And everybody on social media thought this was cute and rational. I guess because the last man you could trace her back to is Diddy. And at the time she started dealing with Diddy, a couple of years before that infamous trial, he was reportedly worth $1 billion. Following all the legal trouble, though, losing a bunch of his assets, his net worth is about half of that now. Still a lot more than just about everybody else in the world. No doubt about it, he's still in the elite class. Only about 4,000 people worldwide are in that group with Diddy. So nobody can say that's nothing. Diddy still got money. But since she's been connected to him, now the single mother of two kids and two baby daddies, that told the world she liked being R. Kelly'd on, believes that since she dated a man of such high status, she can't even talk to a man that doesn't have at least $100 million. I mean, she was dealing with Diddy, so quality and character can't really be a thing for her. It's really just about the bank account. And nobody's going to say it, but who's actually Young Miami's man anyway?
You know, there's actually women who look up to this piece of trash, and that is the real shame in this whole video. There are people who actually look at that and look at her and think that she is somebody special, when in reality she's nothing but something on the bottom of your shoe you might find walking in a back alley somewhere. Yeah, and this is who I don't want my daughter growing up idolizing. People like this, guys, who think that getting somebody who makes $100 million is even attainable in itself, let alone someone who would be looking to mess with her. Okay? Yeah. If you want to be somebody's fun toy, you may have a shot at, getting to that point. But you definitely got to look better than this. Like I said, she looks like an average chick. Straight up. Nothing special about her at all. Happened to hit the lotto with Diddy, where she won the lotto and becoming his trashy fun toy. And I think that's it. She's never going to find another guy like that. See, she thinks that because she was with somebody like Diddy who was worth all that money, that she's going to have a chance to find someone else in that same stature. And it's not possible. It's never going to happen.
She don't have a man, and Diddy was never her man either. She was his bottom B streetwalker, just like Cassie. Young Miami just bragged about and flaunted her retainer fees for everybody to see.
I mean, look at her. Look at her. Trash, bro. She just, and this is makeup up. This is dolled up, right? This is nothing. And even if you compare her to Cassie, Cassie blows her out of the water. Okay? Both tricks, but at the same time, if you're gonna pick one trick, all right, I'm gonna go to the left, right? I'm just saying.
But don't get it twisted. These are not relationships. These are transactions. A man got to have this and that. Talking about God-fearing. Where was God in Diddy? Because all you can clearly see in him is a devil. It's all over that man. But she was happy to be the top B, the madam over all the other 304s in the Diddy Take That brigade. She was happy to have that position. Remember telling Gina what she was going to get Diddy to make her do. So yeah, Young Miami is really disgusting. The fact that she can even show up anywhere on social media or any podcast talking about anything really shows you just how low society is.
And this is a woman talking and saying these things about Young Miami. This is not a man. This is a grown-ass woman. Pink Book Lessons is the one whose channel, shout out to her channel, is doing this video, right? So, and she's not the only one. She can't be the only one, right? So just imagine that. You don't have a lot of these women out here don't have your back, all right? But a lot of them are impressionable, and this is the part that bothers me. When they think that they can, or they have aspirations of being something like what she is, which is hot garbage.
This woman was happy to be Diddy's tax write-off. In fact, she's really the one that got the other ones all feeling some type of way because she was popping out being loud with how much money he was giving her, telling everybody he was paying her $250,000 a month, which is why you couldn't pay the City Girls to stay together anymore because she was making way more running around with Diddy than booking shows with JT performing on stage. She was very loud and flashy with it, which got all the other girls of the Diddy Take That brigade jealous. And I'm talking about all the members. The present ones at the time and the former retired ones got mad too because they felt cheated, especially Cassie, who no longer had access to the money after getting away from him. But Cassie, who basically walked away from street walking with male escorts holding her hand every night, you know, those men that she got on the internet and ordered up herself. Yeah, Cassie is just as bad as Caresha, but she's a quiet 304, an ambiguous 304 too. She can always claim a level of victimhood that no one will ever believe if it was Caresha or an unambiguous woman. They could be the same two women doing the same thing. One could even be worse than the other. But it doesn't matter. The Careshas of the world, the unambiguous black women, they can't do that. With that being said, Young Miami is also a paid streetwalker. Did he pay her all that money? She bragged about it, got the other workers upset with all that showboating. That's what brought him down. Because out of everybody running their mouths about him for decades, it literally took this ambiguous woman to take him down. One woman. And speaking of Diddy, he's trying to appeal his sentence. They did shave off a couple of months already. That was recently reported. But Young Miami, she's showing these young girls and women looking up to her and following her city girl ways that this is how you do it. You have no respect for yourself. You devalue yourself. You mess around with questionable men of low quality and no integrity. You become sister wives with this large group of other streetwalkers and baby mamas and you get paid.
And that's what I was saying earlier in the video. And that's what she's doing, and that's what she is. And she's going to find out that there's nothing good that's going to come of that. Nothing. She's going to end, it's not going to end well for her, put it like that. It's definitely not going to end with her being with anybody. When you live this type of lifestyle, you need to accept the fact that most likely you're not going to end up with anyone. You're going to end up alone.
He's right, you know.
By yourself. And if you can deal with that, then maybe this life might be for you. But if you want a family, a real nucleus, husband, wife, children, and you want to raise them properly, then you can kiss all that shit goodbye.
Listen, Caresha, she's not the only one. Almost all the 304 rappers these days are for sale to the highest bidder, and that's exactly why, as a society, we're in this mess. Unfortunately, these are the ones influencing average women. Now, y'all know I don't care if you get mad about whatever I'm going to say. I'm going to say it anyway. It's my opinion. If you don't like it, go down to the shade room or some other place where y'all can soothe each other with baby bop bimbo babble. I do not care that y'all are mesmerized by money and clothes, and I don't know what to tell you because half of y'all already sold your soul to the devil for free. That's why y'all stay on social media as the official defense team for the devil and his disciples. Y'all already gone. I can't do nothing with y'all. This is for the younger women that's still coachable, that's untampered with. But just because you like this woman doesn't mean that everything she stands for is damaging. First of all, do y'all understand how rare a man worth $100 million is? Only 10,000 men in the US, and most of them are already married. Yeah, about 85-90% of them already have a wife, which means you only have about 1,000 to 1,500 unmarried men in that category. This is all racist. You also have to assume they all want a black woman, especially one like this one with this bleach blonde hair, wearing Magic City clothes that look like they come from the city trends, but she's still walking around with an expensive appetite for luxury. Just tacky and trashy that can make a Birkin look like it came from Kmart. They spend all this money on high fashion and luxury, but they still look like they came from the swap meet.
She is on their head, and deservingly so. She is doing her thing, man, and she's telling no lies, guys. She really isn't. The fact that a lot of women out here are completely snowed by what this woman and women like her are spewing out here is just beyond my comprehension. I can't understand it. I can't get with it, and I will never understand it. If you have daughters out here, you should be afraid. You should be very afraid, especially when it comes to social media and what is being portrayed there now, because she is just one of many. And until we can fix this, right, it's not going to change. She strikes me as somebody who has daddy issues, hasn't had a real man in her life growing up. And there are thousands and thousands upon thousands of women who are in the same category. Now, what you choose to do with that is up to you at the end of the day. But I'll be damned if I'm here. I'm going to let my daughter, tread this path, guys.
The flea market. I mean, just trashy and classless. And I don't care what they tell you. Money cannot buy you class. But this flamingo right here is up in the game and teaching her delusional followers to ask for these unreasonable demands. We're not talking about 6 figures. We're not talking about 7 figures. We're not even talking about 8 figures. This lady is speaking about the top fraction of a fraction of men on earth. Men who have global options. And here's what nobody wants to say. A man worth $100 million doesn't need to be led by social media standards. He doesn't need to prove he's a provider, and he's not going to chase you. He's going to choose what he want to choose. And see, this is where the delusion kicks in, because what we've done as a culture, especially in the black community, is start telling women that asking for the absolute top 0.001% is, quote, standard. Like, no, ma'am, standards are about alignment, not fantasy economics. And let's be honest, you can't run around talking about you want a $100 million, $10 million, $1 million, or even a $100,000 man, and you don't meet the standard for nothing you're asking for. You have to also know what you're getting into. Most of them are signing up to be a sister wife or some kind of side chick, but when they don't get their way, they turn into a victim. They say they got cheated on by somebody that was never committed to them. It's never just them in these situationships. It's going to be you and other girls too. So none of y'all really ever had the man. Y'all all together and y'all been together. You get with a Diddy or Cam Newton or somebody that already got multiple baby mamas, and then you really don't expect to be exclusive. You just pretend for the internet to gain sympathy and form an alliance with average women to help hype you up when it's time to cash out. But they never expected commitment. They always just wanted money. It's a game.
It's nothing but a game. It's a huge game, and it's a way now for a lot of these thoughts to capitalize on some sort of income. And like I said, these women don't even care about the men either. A lot of them don't. It's like I said, it's a design for them to get a bag and try to get out, to get as much as they can and then get out. And the men are treating them as such, right? They're not exclusive with them. They're going to have multiple women. They have stables a lot of times of different women. And some women can handle it, some women cannot. And that's just the nature of the beast. And that's what you're going to be if you follow these same footprints that women like Young Miami and the likes of her are doing. There's nothing good at the end of the rainbow for you waiting on you when you get done with this lifestyle. It's not. By then you're used, you're damaged goods, and nobody wants to touch you with a 10-foot pole. That's the reality.
And what bothers me isn't Young Miami personally. I don't care if she want to street walk around the world, go ahead. What I don't like, the young girls and impressionable young women following her. Now, men date across and down, women date across and up, but the entitlement is the problem. This energy running through average women, going around talking about they're too good for Cheesecake Factory and they can't even afford 20% down on a house. It's just flat out unreasonable, illogical, and delusional. I also believe Young Miami is delusional. She is not the only one going after that type of man. There's steep competition for those 1,000, 2,000 men in the U.S. So she's now competing with models, pageant queens, women in their early 20s. Remember, Young Miami is now 32. She's no longer a young 20-something, but she's competing with women raised to be wives, while she was raised to be a baby mama. Women who are cooperative and feminine, not filthy-mouthed trash, talking about getting R. Kelly on podcasts. Nah, she's not competing with the average Instagram girls. It's a global competition. And here's what y'all really don't want to hear. The higher a man climbs financially, the more traditional he tends to become. A billionaire doesn't want a boss chick, a city girl. I guess you can say Diddy really messed her head up with that. He's not typical at all. I mean, look where he's at. But a high-value, high-quality man don't want no boss chick city girl. He's looking for peace and femininity. They're not looking for competition. They're looking for compliment. And when people glorify this 100 million minimum talk, they ignore the fact that those men typically marry younger, softer, less combative, and usually not the woman advertising her checklist on a podcast.
That's what they fail to realize. And that's all they are. And that's how they get treated. They're never going to get treated as a wife, as a number one. It's just not going to happen, guys. And that's what men do want. A lot of men up there in the higher ups, they want women who are submissive. They want those type of women who are traditional. And you're not going to get that messing around with these thoughts. These women are fun toys. They're a good time and nothing more, right? You don't pay them, to do things with you. You pay them to leave. That's what you do. And that's all this is, guys. Okay. And that's all it's going to be. I'm going to end it here. I want to thank everybody for watching this content. If you like what you saw, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I drop content on this channel every single day. And with that being said, guys, I will see you all in the next video.